Until you come back to me, I wanna love you. Until you come back to me.
Are you intending to stream on your profile on Facebook? Okay. That's pretty bad. Like Brutus. Like Brutus.
Wow. What
Toasty.
is going on, Lemuel? What do you mean, toasty? What are you talking about, toasty?
Because you're hot? Because it's toasty?
I am hot. I am hot. I'm sexy. Just ask your mom.
Alright, well, I've had enough of this conversation.
What? You don't like the way this is going? It's just getting a little weird.
Not a fan.
Getting a little too. You don't want to. We won't talk about that, do we? All right.
Yeah, I'm good.
Fair enough. Well, folks, it has been a long time since Lemuel and I have brought you the news. But never fear, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, at least for 1 week. Perhaps next week I won't be able to do this because I keep on getting sent out of town for my job to the great state of Arizona. Now, I've got nothing against Arizona personally. It's a fine state. It's a fine state. But in the middle of June and July, when it's 118 freaking degrees out there, it's like walking into the gates of hell. It sucks.
I'm almost wondering if it is the gates of hell.
I wouldn't doubt it. Now, what really sucks too is that there's like these crickets, like big crickets they've come out of their eggs now, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And so the hotel I stay in it's got an outside entrance. And what's happened is those crickets come into my hotel room underneath the door. And so I get invaded by these crickets. So I'm sitting there in my little chair that's in my hotel room, and these crickets crawl across my feet, and they're creepy, okay? Luckily, they haven't gotten into the bed, but it's not cool.
Maybe you should switch hotels next time.
No, because I want all my hotel points, so I can get free nights. I'm executive.
Is it worth it? Is it
Maybe.
worth it to be invaded by crickets?
I don't know. I'm executive level with my rental car company, which means I get full size upgrade. I'm diamond level with my hotel company because I've stayed 27 days in a hotel this year already, and that's within just about a month of period of time where that's all been the case. So it's been a lot of fun. I'm telling you, I don't recommend it for anybody. Don't find a job where you have to travel like this. It sucks. So we are here to talk about news, and we haven't talked about news for a couple of weeks. So we should probably get into it since that's what we are here for. So thank you guys for joining us. We're glad you're here. We'll be sharing some news from the entertainment industry for about the next half hour to an hour. And I'm going to throw it over into Mr. Lemuel's court, and he's going to share with us his first item that he has found interesting for this week. Mr. Lemuel, go for it.
Rick and Morty season 5
Oh
premiered
my
this
god, I
week.
should have known it was going to be something about Rick and
You
Morty or
should've
video
known.
games. Oh,
I
boy.
haven't even seen the 4th season yet, so I need to catch up. But yeah, I don't know if it's been good or not. I know you can watch the entire first episode on YouTube for some reason.
Yeah?
But other than that, I don't know where you can watch it. I'm sure AdultSwim.com or something. Maybe Hulu. I know you can watch the entire 4th season on there. So.
Oh, yeah, probably. And they've got that other show that's done by the creators of Rick and Morty there on Hulu. Solar Opposites, I think it's called.
Oh, I need to watch that too. I haven't seen anything about it.
I have been binging a show that's actually more like torture than enjoyment. I've been binging The Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, I've heard that's pretty good.
I can't say I recommend it because it is torture. It is it's torture porn, I guess you could call it. I mean, it's just every episode is just disgusting and terrible and makes you feel awful. And I'm a guy, and I still feel like I need to go take a shower when I'm done watching an episode of that show. But I've binged 3 seasons of it so far. They just released their 4th season, so got one more season to binge. Which I guess I'm going to Arizona, so I'll have time to do that.
May as well.
Fair enough. So, Rick and Morty season. What season is this?
Season 5. I don't know how they pulled it off. There was a lot of concern. They didn't even know if they were gonna do season 4. It took them 3 or 4 years to get the contracts all in order.
Dear sweet baby Jesus. Okay. Well, here we are. Rick and Morty. I have not seen a single episode of this show.
It is so funny.
Now, I have a feeling that I probably would enjoy it if I watched it. My guess is it's probably... I mean, I grew up on Ren and Stimpy, so it's probably pretty close to the same kind of crass humor as Rick and Morty. So, I mean, the bits that I've seen from Rick and Morty makes me feel like it is very crass. Is it not?
Braden loves Rick. One of Braden's favorite characters is Rick.
Yeah, I know. You don't have to tell me that. I know. Well, I'm going to get into news. Now, some of the biggest entertainment news that has come out this week is about Britney Spears.
Britney Spears.
Yes. So our friends, this article is from our friends at CNN. Britney Spears broke her silence in a court hearing on Wednesday. She regarded a conservatorship that has been in place for nearly 13 years. Now, the conservatorship is run by her father. She requested to address the judge to speak out about the arraignment. So she attended the hearing virtually by phone and spoke for more than 20 minutes as she read from her prepared notes. So part of the prepared notes said to the effect, "A lot has happened since 2 years ago, the last time I was in court," she began. "I haven't been back to court in a long time because I don't think I was heard on any level when I came to court the last time." I don't think she was. She said she felt she had been forced to perform and was given no privacy and was made to use birth control, take medication, and attend therapy sessions against her will. That's crazy. Lithium is a very, very, very strong medicine and completely different medication than what I've been on. You can go mentally impaired if you take too much. Stay on it longer than 5 months, Spears said. "I felt drunk. I couldn't even stick up for myself. I couldn't even have a conversation with my mom or dad about anything. I told them I was scared. They had 6 different nurses come to my home to monitor me while I was on this medication that I didn't want to be on to begin with." That's crazy stuff, man. So she criticized how her family, including her father, has handled their conservatorship and responded to her concerns about my care. Family didn't do a blankety blank thing. Anything that happened to me had to be approved by my dad. That's crazy. It's just, it's
The whole situation's kind of insane.
It is insane. And here she is. I looked up her age. Britney Spears is 39 years old, and she has not been in control of her own life for 13 years. That's crazy. Now, she was having a mental breakdown. There's no doubt about that back when the conservatorship was put in place. But at this point in time, I really feel like her dad is probably just being a selfish prick. I'm just saying. Because, I mean, look, she's worth over $60 million. And I'm sure her father appreciates the fact that that money exists. And he has complete control over her money. And she continues to rake it in. She had a what do they call that? Well, she played a show in Las Vegas, and like a continually running show. And she just kept her raking money. And she thought she was going to have to continue this show, and she hated it. But her conservators said, no, you can stop the show. And she was very relieved about that fact. But she can't even decide where to play and when to play. Her father decides all that. She is completely out of control of her own life. And that is pathetic. It's just absolutely pathetic. So I hope that this judge actually listens to her and she's able to get out of this. I really do. I'm not a big fan of Britney Spears' music. She's a teen pop idol. I've been around since Britney Spears was, the biggest thing since sliced bread, and never have liked her music. But good, dear sweet Lord, somebody's got to step in and get this lady out of this mess, because it is a mess, and I think she's being abused. So that's my own 2 cents. Shall I tell you how I really feel?
That's too late. Too late for that.
Too late for that. Go ahead, Lem. You're up.
Well, I tried to go with some happier ones because of the whole Britney Spears thing dominating the news recently. Her and I think Michael B. Jordan's being canceled for some reason. I don't know.
Oh yeah, because he named some rum or something like.
Oh yeah. He named a rum after some sort of festival.
Yeah.
And people aren't exactly excited over that, so whatever, I guess.
Sometimes these canceling things that people do are just really kind of stupid. So, anyway, go ahead.
This one's a little more happy. Dungeons and Dragons, they're doing a D&D live for charity. I think it's sometime next month or in August, maybe?
Well, that's cool.
But they've announced another one of the games is going to be with WWE superstars.
Oh, wow.
Of course, I've never really heard of them, but they announced that Xavier Woods, Ember Moon, Mace, and Tyler Breeze will play at the, quote, Chaos Carnival table in a game run by Aburia Iyengar?
I don't know.
But they're all WWE wrestlers and D&D veterans, so they've all played D&D before.
Oh, well, Amber Wood I know, and the Tyler person I've heard of, but that's about it. Well, that could be interesting. It'd be better if it was like The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin and John Cena, Triple H, all sitting around. Now that would be fun. I'd watch that one. That would be fun, especially if something happens where they all just freak out and they start body slamming over each other on the table, and The Rock says, "Knock it off! I'm gonna take your stupid elf and I'm gonna kick his ass, jabroni." And that would be great. I'm gonna use the people's elbow on your drac or whatever. I don't know. I'm not very good at knowing D&D characters, so
I do think it's kind of interesting to see how far D&D has kind of penetrated the mainstream. It's gone from, and I mean, it's been in the mainstream forever, probably, but, you go from, the 80s, 90s, where you hear of parents kind of saying it's
of the devil!
It's of the devil, to, 2000s and stuff. You see it on NBC, Community had a D&D episode.
Well,
Animaniacs, or not Animaniacs. There's some cartoons that have D&D episodes.
So,
Stuff like that.
I mean, okay, well, I mean, yes and no. I mean, if you look at the 80s, you've got E.T., right? What were they playing when they were sitting around the table before Elliot discovers E.T.? They were playing D&D, right? So D&D was in the mainstream. We even had a D&D cartoon that was on Saturday morning cartoons when I was a kid back in the late 80s. So it was there. So I'm just saying. It wasn't
crazy.
But yeah, I mean, look, I think this pandemic had a lot to do with that. I mean, a lot of people didn't have much else to do with their time, right? Those that were not considered essential workers, of course, some of us were, and we never had a day off. But whatever. I'm not complaining. It's fine.
I'm not complaining.
Yes, so our friends at NPR posted this article today. Conan O'Brien. He is retiring. Tonight is his last episode ever of his being a late night talk show host tonight. 28 years as a late night talk show host, spanning 3 different shows on 2 different networks. And of course, there was a big, massive soap opera that took place about 10 or 15 years ago now, concerning the Tonight Show and Conan O'Brien. So yeah, he's signing off from his TBS show, presumably for good. But in watching, so he's had a lot of, longtime pals come to the show, and should be fun. Looks like he smoked marijuana with Seth Rogen. Yeah, so there you go.
Of course, Seth Rogen just like whipped it out of his pocket. He was like, I read the interview. I didn't watch it, but he read it. He's like, yeah, you just do this because I know you're going to be bored. Like, just do this. And he's like, well, I don't know about that. I kind of like being in control of my own thoughts. And he goes, well, just try it. And he like whips it out of his pocket. I was like, wow, that is, if there's anything more Seth Rogen, I don't know what that is.
I'm pretty sure Seth Rogen was smoking that stuff. Like, have you ever seen Freaks and Geeks?
Your video's not going through on my side.
Well, my stream says it's okay.
Yeah, stream's running. Yeah.
It says it's experiencing minor issues. So, I don't know. Which is not that bad, I guess. All right, so Conan O'Brien, he was a dork when he started. He's still a dork, but he's a lovable dork, and I enjoy him. He had some pretty good skits that made him famous. Made other people famous, like in the year 2000. That was a great skit. You probably never seen that, but it was really funny. It was even funnier after it turned 2000 and he still continued to do that skit. That was funny. All right.
That's funny.
And then he did like what was that? What's his name? The vulgar wonder comic, the dog, his dog puppet. You probably haven't seen. Okay, never mind. I'll just shut up now. It's funny stuff, man. Conan was funny. Funny. All right, go ahead.
TV. Anyways, okay, so this is from our friends at Engadget. The title is Valve continues to crack down on Steam tourists who switch countries for cheaper games.
Oh.
I guess this is a thing. I didn't know this was a thing, but I was considering doing something similar in order to get a game like a day earlier. But it looks like there are people who either go to other countries, but that's too much work. So they probably use a VPN and switch their servers to appear like they're from another country in order to get games for cheaper.
Huh.
So let's see. Steam is now limiting the ability to change your Steam account's country to once every 3 months.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I would assume that most people are not moving that much to different countries, so once every 3 months seems like it's probably all right, don't you?
Yeah, it's still just funny. VPNs are a great thing because they let you get around. Like,
right.
Netflix and Hulu have deals in certain countries that don't exist here, and if you want to watch shows that they have in those countries that they don't have on US Netflix, you can go watch.
Right.
And if you like doing sketchy things on the internet or just not interested in people spying on your IP address.
Right.
They're nice, but
yeah. Well, yeah, so there you go. Valve is being a dork.
Valve's always been a dork. What do you mean?
Yeah. All right. So our friends at AP, they posted this article today about Winston Marshall. If you don't know who Winston Marshall is, you've probably heard of the folk rock band he was a part of by the name of Mumford & Sons. They were probably the biggest band of the Americana music era back in the 2010s time frame.
Arcade X.
What's that?
Arcade X says hello.
Arcade X.
I think I've seen this person in Braden's streams.
Oh, hello. Hope you're doing fantastic. Glad you've joined us on our stream. Where's he watching?
YouTube.
Oh, awesome. Glad you're here, man. Thanks for checking in with us. So Mumford and Sons, yes, he was the guitarist for Mumford and Sons, and he has left the band so he can speak freely about political issues. Yes, indeed. So Marshall took a break from the band in March after sparking a social media storm by tweeting admiration for Unmasked, a book by right-wing writer activist Andy Ngo, I don't know. It's NGO. Stands for non-government organization. I have no idea. That attacked far-left militant groups collectively known as Antifa. So Marshall was accused online of endorsing the far right, but said Thursday that nothing could be further from the truth. I condemn unequivocally all political extremism, be it of the right or the left. So there you go. My wife's dog is now howling in the background. My wife's dog weighs about 10 pounds, and she's scrawny as can be, and it is so funny when you hear her yowl because her whole body gets into it, and she's like, "Barr!" What sucks is when she does it at night at 2 o'clock in the morning because she hears the neighbor dogs barking and howling. But it's funny because that time she doesn't go, "Boo!" It's like she builds up. It's like this whiny, like, it's like, okay, that's just creepy. Don't do that, dog. That's just freaking creepy.
Don't do that.
So yeah, so anyways, Marshall said as long as he's a member of the band, speaking his mind on the evils of political extremism could bring them trouble. And his loyalty and love for them cannot permit that. So there you go. So Mumford and Sons, the guy, he's like, I'm going to speak out. I don't know what the rest of the politics is of the band. Now, Mumford, the guy, the lead singer of the band, I can't think of it. I think it's Brandon Mumford or something like that. His dad is actually a pastor. His dad is actually, or used to be, I don't know if he still is, but he was at one point the head of the Vineyard churches in the UK. So he's a big deal. His dad's name is John Mumford, and so when I went through my seminary training with the Vineyard, he taught a lot of classes that I listened to. So he's kind of a big deal. So yeah, and so if you listen to a lot of Mumford and Sons music, there are spiritual themes to their music because he grew up as a pastor's kid. So there you have it. Mumford and Sons guitarist says, "Adios. I want to go talk about politics." So.
Yay! I don't know why you'd willingly talk about politics.
Right? I know, right? It's crazy stuff. Okay, go ahead. What you got?
All right. So first off, I would like to say Arcade X's Mark.
Yes, I know.
Okay, you know that.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I always forget. I can't keep track of people's users' names, I guess. So, hi, Mark.
Hope you're doing good, Mark. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing great. Hope you've recovered from your surgeries and things are going well for you. Go ahead, Lemuel.
Okay, so this one's about Pokemon. Yay, Pokemon.
Yay! Yay! You see my excitement? I'm so happy.
Hey, look. Pokemon still has a special place in my heart. A little bit.
Right next to your Pokeballs. Anyway.
Moving on. That was gross.
That's not exactly what I meant when it came out. It was a lot different than what I thought about in my head.
Okay, hold on. Can you send me this video so I can send it to Damien? We're gonna start having him edit bloopers for the Simpletons. I think that's what we're gonna do.
Well, I mean,
Damien
I guess
gets to edit the Simpleton bloopers.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess he can pull it on Twitch, right?
Yeah.
So,
okay, I'll text him to do
all
that.
right.
Pokemon is one of the most familiar. This is from comicbook.com, by the way. Is one of the most popular franchises in the world. It's taken over untold demographics since its debut, whether on land or in water. Yada yada yada.
Yada yada. What'd you do? Watch Seinfeld recently? Yada yada yada. Anyway.
Yada yada yada. The Pokemon. Oh my gosh. Adds why. But let's see, where's the actual meat of this freaking article?
Where's the actual meat? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a good question.
A new Pokemon plane has gone live in Japan. New aircraft went live to fans this week overseas, in case you want to fly. Sora News 24 reports that this plane is helmed under All Nippon Airways, and it is covered in Pikachu decals.
Of course. Why is it always got to be Pikachu? Why?
Because it's like the head of that's their mascot. That's the mascot of Pokemon.
I know, but there's a mountain down in Arizona that's called Picacho, and it looks like Pikachu, except there's an O at the end instead of a U. But every time I see it, I'm like, oh, it's Pikachu Mountain right there. But yeah,
the natives love that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they don't appreciate the fact that that everybody thinks their mountain is a little yellow electrified monster.
A little demon mouse.
Yeah, demon mouse, or something like that for sure. Well, okay, then here you go. So now that's everybody. Like, I guess maybe Braden wants to fly on the Pokemon plane.
I mean, why not? I'd fly on the Pokemon plane, especially if they had like Pokemon themed interior and like Pokemon themed snacks and stuff.
Yeah. That's
Yeah. You get to play Pokemon with other passengers while you're on the flight.
Yeah. Really?
I don't know. That'd be cool.
Pokemon Go. I mean, where are you gonna go to find the Pokemon in a plane? But whatever.
You get all the flying ones. Oh no! I killed.
What? What'd you kill your camera for? Where'd you go? Lemuel disappeared.
Hold on.
I think he unplugged his camera. I think that's what happened here.
Or
Ladies and gentlemen,
cable's my camera either.
Stand by. We are experiencing technical difficulties. Oh, look, there's another moment for Damien to edit. Oh no, I killed my camera. Help me.
Also, Mark says, hello, hope the IVIG changes me for the better. It has helped already, so hope for more.
Yes, we'll continue to hope for that. That's awesome to hear, man. I'm so glad that they've been able to diagnose you and figure out what's happening there. And yeah, like you said, we'll hope for more. That's awesome, man. Awesome. We're always praying for you. All right, back to news. Our friends at Page 6, which I think is like New York Times or something like that. I can't remember. But anyways, they posted this article today. You've heard of the punk rock band Blink-182, haven't you?
Of course I've heard of Blink-182.
All right. Well, Mark Hoppus, who is the guitarist and singer of the band, has announced that he has cancer. That's very sad.
Oh.
On Wednesday, the 49-year-old musician alarmed fans when he shared a photo of himself on Instagram sitting in what looks to be a hospital setting with an IV in his arm. Alongside it, he wrote, "Hello, yes, one cancer treatment, please." And then he quickly deleted the photo. But then he later that day, he confirmed that, yes, he has been, for the past 3 months, undergoing chemotherapy for cancer. I have cancer, he says, and it sucks, and I'm scared, and at the same time, I'm blessed with incredible doctors and family and friends to get me through this. I have months of treatment ahead of me, but I'm trying to remain hopeful and positive. Can't wait to be cancer-free and see you all at a concert in the hopefully near future. Love to you all. So, Blink-182's been around since 1992. They didn't really hit the big time until, I think, the late 90s. I can't remember when their song came out, but it was, they had at least two very huge hits. One was called All the Small Things. All the small things.
Small things.
Yeah. And then the other one that was big for them was What's My Age Again. They're pop punk. I'm not a big pop punk fan, so haven't really been too much of a Blink-182 fan. But, they are who they are. And 1999, What's My Age Again? What's my age again? Anyway, all right. So, yeah, that song featured the Hoppus, who has cancer, Travis Barker and Tom DeLonge, jogging naked in the street. There you go. Now you know what that video's about. Right on. And another person who is suffering from some unfortunate cancer things is our friend Jen. And I want to do a shout out to Jen. Jen, I hope you're doing well. I know you've got to do months and months of chemotherapy, but we're all praying for you, and hopefully things will be on the upswing for you, because you've had a rough couple of years, and man, it hasn't been fun. So we love you. We love you. All right, Lemmy, you got some more articles or not?
No.
No.
Talk about John McAfee.
Well, is he entertainment related?
Not really.
So I'm sure there are people out there that are probably saying that Hillary did it, right? saying.
I mean, why not? I guess.
Right? Not that he
I guess it has sparked. Supposedly, it sparked some sort of cube phenomenon, but I don't know. I didn't read the article. I just saw the headline.
McAfee's a jerk. He was a jerk.
Yeah, he's a dweeb.
He's been a jerk for a very later. Scarlett Johansson. Everybody knows who Scarlett Johansson is, right?
Go ahead.
Say
Black
what?
Widow.
Black Widow. That's right.
And
She also was in Jojo Rabbit.
Jojo Rabbit. Man, she played such a good character in that movie.
She did. She did indeed. Yeah, it was a much different character than her Black Widow role, wasn't it? Big time.
Yeah.
Well, she is going to produce and star in a Tower of Terror movie for Disney. So they are making the famous ride that doesn't exist anymore.
They just killed it like 3 or 4 years ago.
Tower of Terror. They're now making it into a movie. And so there you go. Toy Story 4 director and Inside Out scribe Josh Cooley is currently writing the script. Maybe it won't be that bad. I mean, if that's the guy, it might not be that bad because those are 2 very good movies right there. So she's going to produce via her company these pictures alongside Jonathan Leah. And let's see what the storyline is right now. I guess there really isn't one. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. It was previously turned into a 1997 TV movie starring Steve Guttenberg and Kirsten Dunst. That's interesting. Wow. Well, following the global success of the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, Disney's been eager to turn its most beloved theme park rides into movies. How was that went for them in the past? Not so good. Haunted Mansion was mediocre at best.
Yeah, it was a little rough.
Just saying. Maybe you like
Haunted Mansion. And then didn't they make the ride more like the movie after they made the movie, or was that just Pirates of the Caribbean they did that with?
Pirates of the Caribbean, yeah, they didn't do that with Haunted Mansion. The Haunted Mansion stayed the same, but the Halloween time is really cool.
Like that one.
Yeah,
I want to go to Disneyland sometime soon, but like money is a thing and time also.
Money is always a thing. That's the best part about money. It's a thing.
That's the worst part about money.
Is it? Okay, whatever you say. All right, one more, and I've got that, and I'm all out of news for tonight. Jerry Seinfeld's going to star and direct in a movie called Unfrosted. Yes, it's going to be on Netflix, and the movie is about. Do you know what this is about?
I don't know.
The movie is about the creation of the Pop-Tart. Unfrosted. That's the name of the movie. Yes. So yeah. I don't even really know what to say about that. Who really wants to watch a movie about a Pop-Tart? Of course.
I mean, you never know.
They are making a movie that's supposedly out here pretty soon about the dude who invented the hot flaming Cheetos or whatever they're called.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yucky.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Those are amazing.
Okay, they're fine, but what they've been doing recently is making me mad. They've made flaming hot Cheeto mac and cheese. And my wife, she loves flaming hot Cheetos, so she's like, we've got to try this. That is the most artificial looking thing I've seen in my life. Those are disgusting.
Okay. All right. Whatever you say. All right. So yeah, Jerry Seinfeld's made it clear he would not inject his comic genius into another sitcom, but he is going to make a movie called Unfrosted, a film comedy he wrote with Spike Feresten and Barry Martyr that is inspired by a joke he told on the stand-up stage about the world-shaking invention of Pop-Tarts. So maybe it's not even going to be a real story, just a story based on a joke. Great. It's a whole movie that's just a joke. It's a joke! That movie is a joke.
I feel like there's plenty of movies that are a joke. Let's be real.
But this one is truly, honest to God, going to be a joke. I'm just saying. All right. So yeah, Netflix is committed to a green light and a production start next spring. An auction quietly has been playing out for several days, and Seinfeld's relationship with Netflix Ted Sarandos was helpful in swinging the deal to the streamer. Seinfeld signed a lucrative deal with Netflix in 2017 that brought his interview series Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee to Netflix, as well as stand-up special Jerry Before Seinfeld and 23 Hours to Kill. So, yeah. There we have it. Pop-Tart. A movie about a Pop-Tart based on a joke.
Sure, there could be worse films out there.
Well, that's true. There very well could be. I just don't know what to think about that. That's crazy. That's crazy thought. So, anyway. I don't know. All right. Well, that's it. That's about as much news as that I want to talk about for this week. Tune in when, you know what? We'll do it sometime, I promise. I would normally stream on Sundays, but we're not going to be in town this Sunday, so I haven't streamed for a long time on Sundays. Huh?
Emoji Movie is a bad movie. That is a joke.
Is that what Mark just said?
Yeah.
I have not seen that. Now, whoever decided to come up with the idea of basing a whole movie on the emoji should be shot. Plain simple. Put the dude out of his misery. I'm just saying. That's just what. I mean, look, but here's the thing. Here's the thing that I take that back. I can't fault him because he actually sold the script to be made. A movie company signed off on it and spent the money.
Sony signed off on it and spent the money, and the whole movie is an ad for all the different apps like freaking Candy Crush and stuff. It doesn't say it's an ad. Is that even legal? I don't know.
Well, look, that's called product placement. That thing's been around since the 80s, you know? Look, Steven Spielberg and George Lucas are the kings of product placement. If George Lucas could have figured out a way to put Coca-Cola in Star Wars, he would have done it.
Oh, he would have.
Okay? I'm just saying. So, all right. Well, that's all the news we've got for tonight, folks. Lemuel, why don't you tell us what you've got going on, if anything at all, creatively, besides boiling pizza. All right? What do you got going?
Yeah, I guess you can go watch that if you want. Honestly, at this point, I pretty much just stream us playing D&D on Saturdays. I don't really do a whole lot else anymore.
All right. That's fair enough. Well, you can also find us. We haven't put out a video in a few weeks because our last recording session completely bombed, and we were unable to salvage any of the video or audio. So we did 4 weeks worth of stuff, and it's totally gone. So we are hoping to record next week, and we'll have some new YouTube videos going out for our Simpleton review. But you can find all things Simpleton at thesimpletonreview.com. You can find me on Sunday afternoons. Usually I'm streaming here on Twitch. If you have Amazon Prime, then you can watch the movie with me. If you want, you have to be on a desktop to do it, but it should be kind of fun. And we also, as Lemuel said, we stream on Saturday nights doing D&D. And I also am trying to do voiceover work, so if you have people who want audiobooks done, let them know. How does that sound? I don't know. All right, guys. We're gonna say goodnight, okay? So it's been fun, right? Adios, guys. Thanks for joining us here at the Simpleton Review.
Hold on, I gotta go to Twitch because you told me to monitor everywhere but Twitch. Hold that. Who are we gonna raid today? We are going to raid. I guess we'll do. Yep. I'm aware. I'm fully aware of the situation.